Yes. Ms. Rekha, please proceed.
Audible?
Yes, Rekha, please proceed. Go ahead.
Happy morning, friends. Welcome to the Leaders Connect, an online leadership community where leaders create more leaders, a CSR initiative by Bija Training and organized by Mask Leadership. My name is Rekha Jain and I am into interior designer profession. Leaders Connect is started with a specific objective of inviting 1,000+ leaders and create 1 million leaders, where all the working professionals and business people share their real-time challenges, either leading self or leading others or leading business on our website www.themaskleadership.com. We see all the challenges, filter them, and then every week on Wednesday, we invite a top man from a corporate company who will be giving solutions for our real-time challenges on leadership. That's why when we call it as Leaders Create More Leaders. Currently, all of you are muted, and we will be giving you an opportunity to speak to our guest, Mr. Rajiv Mitra from Prabhat Dairy Lactalis, India. But before that, let me also share that we are currently live on Facebook, WhatsApp, FB, and LinkedIn in link on the chat box to get the updates on weekly basis and join us in creating more leaders. Also, we request all our members and visitors to turn on your videos, which will help us in making the episode highly interactive. So, are we all ready to interact with our guest, Mr. Rajiv Mitra, on the topic excitement of being a dairyman? If you're all ready, please type S in the chat box. Thank you so much, friends, for the great enthusiasm. And here we start with the episode you're all awaiting for. Thank you, friends. And before the introduction of the guest, let me also take the privilege to introduce the founder of Leaders Connect, Mr. Prakash Sharma, who will have an interaction with our guest initially today, along with our panel discussion leader, Mr. Uganda. Over to you, Prakash. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Rekha. That was awesome intro, and thank you all for joining us. So welcome to the Leaders Connect 360 once again, and all the welcome to all the members as well as leaders, and special welcome to our guest, Mr. Rajiv Mitra. So before I share more about Rajiv Mitra and giving more understanding about Rajiv Mitra, I would request Mr. Rajiv Mitra turn on the video so that gets introduced first, and then we have a video of him to be played, which will be played shortly. So yes, Mr. Rajiv, great. And in the meantime, as this goes, so we all are here, and the purpose has been very clearly told by Ms. Rekha. So let me take the privilege to, in fact, initiate a discussion with Rajiv Mitra, along with the panel discussion leader, which we have is Ms. Varsha Subhash. So she is the person who's going to be doing it for us today. So on that note, so let's have a quick look at the professional experience of Mr. Rajiv Mitra, and then we have a direct interaction with him.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Rajiv Mitra, for joining us here. We welcome you, sir, for the Leaders Connect platform 360 here. And all
Thank
the
you very
members
much.
and visitors. Yes, thank you very much, sir. So we welcome you, sir. All the members and visitors, type in on the chat box, welcome Mr. Rajiv Mitra, and he is here for us today on the specific experience sharing of the success story, which is more clear. I'm sure you all are aware about the flyer which has been sent. So let's keep more understanding about the success story of Mr. Rajiv Mitra, way from different industries, what and how. For initiating that conversation, to have much more flair towards it, is what we are going to invite Ms. Varsha Nishant here for us today to have a panel discussion along with Mr. Rajiv. So on behalf of our community, Ms. Varsha will be having continuous interaction with Mr. Rajiv. But yes, before that, how are you, Mr. Rajiv, sir? And how was your day today?
Very nice, very good. And thank you. Good evening to everybody. Thank you, Prakash, for having me on your show today. It's quite, I find it's interesting for me to be able to share my experience. So thank you very much. And I hope you all too are having a good day today.
Definitely. Sure. Thank you very much, sir. And look forward to listening. So all the members as well as the visitors, stay tuned and possibly turn on your video so that we have much more quick interactive as he shares. Feel free to ask questions. How we could do is, number one, initially Varsha Nishant will be asking a couple of questions to Rajiv to share the success stories and experiences. And based on the industry, and if you still have any open questions will be asked after a short quiz. And we'll be all giving you an opportunity to ask so. Yeah, so that we'll have much more discussion interaction. So yes, Varsha, welcome you. And Varsha is a emotional intelligence practitioner, and she has been invited by so many other corporates for conducting most of the emotional intelligence training. So we welcome you, Varsha, as a part of a panel discussion leader, along with Mr. Rajiv Mitra. And over to you, Varsha.
Thank you, Prakash, for the warm welcome, and very happy to have you, Mr. Rajiv, on our show today on this episode. I'm sure each of our people who are watching us live, who are there today now, is so excited to listen to the stories. For me personally, stories make a greater impact because that is something, it's very, very personal, and you cannot find it. It's you. So I'm sure today's episode is going to add a lot of value to each and everyone who is watching us now, or even maybe this recording would be available at a later point in time. So without much ado, I'm sure as each one of us is eager, let's get the conversation started. So we saw your video where you have a wide amount of experience working in different industries, right from FMCG, telecom, and now to dairy. Wow, that's a different arena of industries that you've worked. So what is the secret recipe, which I'm sure there should be something behind it, and we're eager to know the secret recipe of working in so many different industries?
Having fun, just enjoying your work. I'm scared of giving wrong answers to the emotional intelligence professional, but I have always had fun at work, and I always believe that the more fun you have at work, the more is your chance of success at work. So whatever I have done, I have chosen to do well, and I found it quite possible to have fun at work. You really enjoy what you do. So that is how I could fit into many industries, and that is how I have had some amount of success in different industries that I have worked for.
Oh, you made it very, this was not an answer. Usually people would expect 1, 2, 3, and 4, points. And you just—
Yes, there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it is like having fun, and having fun.
That's a good one.
Lovely. I think, when we start loving our work, and fun, joy, and happiness all comes together, and that keeps us in a flow state, and that is Definitely.
You got to look forward to Mondays. When you say, I don't have Monday morning blues in my dictionary, honestly. You have to look forward to hitting your desk even on a Monday, and that is when you do well in any industry that you are chosen for.
Beautifully said, and very powerful statement in fact, because what I can relate to what you're saying is working in so many different industries and in different roles, multiple roles, having different engagements, and throughout your career having this mantra of which has been ingrained in every cell of your body, then I think there is no other mantra that could have helped you, and you made it so beautifully and expressed it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's not that easy. I can also vouch for that. It needs a lot of focus, a lot of the bigger objective for us to have.
And some amount of luck also, I believe. Some amount of luck you need. I don't know whether that's the wrong answer, but you need a bit of luck to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, ecosystem also matters. Absolutely. Agree with you. With that, I'm sure as that has been your success recipe or the secret recipe, you have been successful throughout your career, and now you're a very successful CEO. You've also held many leadership roles in dairy and other industries. So what does it take to be a great CEO? Now let's focus a little more onto the specific role, and let's understand what is it to be a great CEO.
Yes, I can. I don't know whether you can call me a great CEO, but a CEO, all right. So, what I would think, the first is people. You are leading a group of great people. And if you are leading a group of great people, chances are that you will be a great CEO. So the first thing I believe is that you must have a great team and you must be able to lead and keep a great team together. So one is people. Two, in the first question, I disappointed you with my answer by not giving you 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So here I am making it a point to give you at least 3 points. So one, people. Two is processes. As a CEO, as a leader, you must understand processes. Okay. You may be lucky to run a company where there are well laid out processes for years together. You improve upon them, you maintain them, or maybe for startup companies, for new age companies, you create processes, robust, foolproof processes. Great people, robust processes. And third, to be a good leader, to be a good CEO, you must understand money. You must understand finances. What comes in, what goes out, what you are left with, what you can invest in the coming days, how you operate how you are running your operations, how efficiently, can it be more efficient? Can your funds have more returns? So these are the 3 points I thought I would give you, which I found myself in the position of a CEO, great or otherwise, are very important. These 3 things are very important to run organizations: leading a good set of people, having understanding people, understanding teams, keeping them together, leading them for the future, shaping them well for the coming days. 2 is processes. 3 is finances. If you understand these 3 things well, then you may be a leader for any day, any circumstance, any situation, or any industry.
Interesting and great. People and processes is something I've been hearing from quite a lot of leaders. Money was something that really stood out for me, because quite a lot of CEOs focus more on the business, but not per se, the finance, what is coming in, what is going out. And I think beautifully said, people, process, and, the money, the finance. So as now you're a part of the Lactalis, the world's largest dairy company, coming to your current role, a very big MNC, what are your thoughts on Atmanirbhar and vocal for or local? So what is it about? Just we wanted to understand a little more on your personal thoughts on this particular aspect.
So you want to understand my emotional construct on this?
No,
So
not at all,
welcome.
not at all.
You are,
You're
you are
free to just express your thoughts.
you are very welcome. No, you know what? What is an MNC? MNC is a multinational company, a company that is local in many nations. So an MNC, maybe contrary to popular belief, is nothing against vocal for local. When I am in India, when Lactalis is in India, Lactalis India is an Indian company. Lactalis, Lactalis Kenya is a Kenyan company. Lactalis South Africa is a South African company. Lactalis in Australia is an Australian company. Lactalis UK is a British company. Lactalis in France, which is the headquarters, is a French company. So we are local in 200 countries. So a multinational company is very welcome. Let's say a Hindustan Unilever, ITC, Lactalis, Nestle, and IBM. Okay, these are companies that are local in so many countries, serving the interests of so many countries, helping GDPs of so many countries grow. So first of all, let us be very clear that an MNC in my country is an Indian company. Sir, operating under Indian laws, employing Indians, paying taxes in India, sourcing raw materials from Indian suppliers. My company, we collect 3 million liters of milk per day, 3 million liters of milk per day from approximately 500,000 farmers. Who are these farmers? They are all Indian farmers. We employ 10,000 people in 7 Indian states, in 14 Indian factories. These 10,000 people are who? Who are we generating employment for? These are Indians. Who are we paying taxes to when we do business in India? Are we paying taxes to the Sri Lankan government?
No, it's absolutely for the Indian government.
Not to the Chinese government when we are doing business in India. But there is a Lactalis China also. So now, and which customer are we serving? We are serving the Indian consumer. When you have a pizza, have you had a pizza without cheese?
No.
You wouldn't have. So the cheese on your pizza is made by Lactalis in one of Lactalis's Indian factories, employing Indian people, Indian workers, sourcing milk from Indian suppliers, Indian farmers.
Okay.
So we are very aligned with vocal for local. It is just that we must have investors investing in our country, generating employment, creating employment. So it could be a Reliance, it could be an Airtel, or it could be a Nestle, or an IBM, or a Lactalis. They all serve the purpose in India of improving Indian GDP. Okay. Similarly, when Tata goes and does business in the UK, are you not proud of them? That they are a global company? It's an Indian MNC. Or when Airtel goes and does business in African continent, or when Infosys does some software business for the Americas. So today we are more global, we are more borderless, or at least we should be, than we have ever been. So that is my thought on MNC and vocal for local, how intertwined they are and how they serve the same purpose. Sometimes we misinterpret or misrepresent for so many purposes, but anybody coming and doing business in India, generating employment, filling Indian coffers, serving Indian consumers, sourcing raw material from Indian suppliers, is somebody I want to support, is somebody I want to work for, is somebody I want to talk about to an emotional intelligence expert.
Wow, such a great thought of how you could beautifully connect about the entire functioning of an organization towards the country. And that passion towards the country is absolutely shown here, and not just, overlooking that and just focusing on the brand or title of calling it as just an MNC. This really, I'm sure, each of the Lactalis organization based on different countries has a similar thought, globally, where they are generating a lot of employment opportunities, creating, more kind of a oneness, helping people around. And I think as individuals and also as an organization, we're all growing together. That's something really beautiful to know, how a leader at an organizational level could have such a kind of a thought process where you're linking towards the country. Most likely, I think organizations look only on the business side of how we can, grow in terms of numbers or achieve some milestones and, broadcast that.
We do look at the business side also, and very, very vigorously. We do that also. So please remember that we are a very business-focused organization. But when COVID hit, and it hit countries like ours very badly, so we go beyond business to look after our people, to take care of the community, and to be available to our customers. Because a lot of our customers, they depend on us to serve their customers.
True.
So for us, it is people, our people, the community, and our customers. So we look after our businesses also, and we do that very well. And it is not for nothing that Lactalis is the world's largest dairy company today, #1 in dairy business in the world today.
Wow. That's something very commendable, and I'm sure it is all about, not just being a CEO. Only person can do it. It's again the team, as you said, the people. So I'm sure each one of them who is a part of Lactalis is making this happen, and I'm sure there is much more for Lactalis to achieve and serve towards globally as well. So if as you were being talking about people, so I have one more question in terms of where we've been discussing on the GDP, we have been discussing on the contribution to the country, the business for the organization. What are your thoughts about how will the economy revive? And will rural economy lead the revival, or how is it? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, good. Thank you for asking this. The economy was already on the cusp of revival post-COVID. Now with Omicron receding, we were on the cusp of revival, and the pent-up demand was showing. Now you see the aeroplanes fully booked. You see a lot of movement in the cities and in the rural areas. You will see anywhere you see the hotels all full. So there are signs of revival in each and every sector, but it is true that the revival started with rural. It started with rural, but I think we are now 2 years in COVID, so there are a lot of revival instincts that are showing up, and we are talking of anything between 8 to 9% GDP growth in 2022-2023, which is a good sign. But what happened in the last 2 years, supply chain was disrupted. That takes a little time to get back. Supply chain is a very important cog in the wheels of the economy. And then we had a lot of small businesses taking a beating like never before. Small restaurants closing down, tailoring shops going back to their villages, hometowns, and a lot of small businesses. The MSME sector took a huge hit like never before. So it will take some time for them to come back. Rural was leading the revival, which was now again just before the war, I think Even the urban centers also started showing their signs of revival. But with the Russia-Ukraine war that is happening, kind of unthinkable for me in the 21st century to sit and talk about a war which is happening and where cities and civilian areas are being shelled. So that will lead to an inflationary trend world over in all sectors. Thankfully, both these economies, Russia and Ukraine, are relatively smaller economies. So I'm not sure about how big the global impact will be. And and nobody is sure how long this war will continue. So a war has got its costs anyways. So all our models of economic revival, which we all were doing as businesses, as economists, as heads of nations. So all the models that we were preparing is kind of now unsettled, is upended with this ongoing war. So that leads to, if crude goes up to $150, and there is going to be an inflationary trend all over. It goes without saying, the impact may be big or small. So the models of economic revival will have to be reset and reworked once again with the incidents that are taking place over the last 4 or 5 days. So which is a very recent phenomenon. But I would say there will be a huge amount of inflation. We must brace for it. And what we should do, which was my thought, and a lot of people thought about it, the revival will be fueled by purchasing power. So there has to be more money in the hands of people. More money in the hands of people. Some efforts was made very rightly, commendably by the finance minister in this year's budget, that people will have more money in their hands. They spend more money, and that is how there has to be velocity of money, and the wheels of economy start rolling. The last 4 or 5 days have upended all our models. So we have to rework and rethink and recreate our paths to revival.
Absolutely agree with you with the uncertainty that has just come up, and let's all pray and keep our prayers that let this not affect much. I'm sure, as you said, a war definitely has its own consequence and a cost attached to it. Let that not be to a greater hit. And as you said, it's time for to rethink, recreate, and refuel. I think these will help us to create an ongoing economy and build a business and get going. So for me, it was really wonderful talking, having a conversation with you, Mr. Rajiv, and to know some of the great insights through your experiences, both from an organization perspective and from your experience perspective. So thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your thoughts. I'm sure now we will have a few more questions from our audience as well, which you can take it up, and people will be eager to shoot up a few questions. So thank you, Prakash, for giving me this opportunity today, and looking forward for more conversations.
Thank you, ma'am. Lovely talking to you.
Likewise. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Varsha. That was really awesome discussion and great experience sharing, Mr. Rajiv. That was really tremendous. Yes, no doubt. That's rightly said. An excitement to be a dairyman. That excitement is actually shown the way how you speak. And the first one, which you said, fun. And that will be seen there, the fun and fun and fun, irrespective of different industries which you actually work. When we start having the fun at what work we are doing, automatically excitement is there in every aspect of the work. And definitely, sure. Wonderfully shared, Mr. Rajiv. And thanks very much, Varsha. It was an awesome question which you have asked, which is really helping people to understand about the real. Definitely, sir is always, he has been economic graduate. I'm sure economic-wise, the way how it has to be has a huge chunk of knowledge and understanding which he wants to share with us. Thanks, Varsha, for asking those questions. Adds a lot of value. So, Mr. Rajiv, now quick, before we get into the open questions to all the other audience, we just have a quick quiz of whatever you have so far shared. We're just going to ask a quick quiz to the audience, and then is where it will be open. So maybe take just 2 minutes time to ask quiz. Is that okay with you, Mr. Rajiv?
Yeah, fine by me.
Great, great, great. Thank you very much for doing it so. So members and visitors who are here. So now is the quiz time. So after the quiz is where we all will be giving an opportunity to you all to ask in the open more questions to Mr. Rajiv. So keep your questions ready. So there are two ways of asking. Number one, either you can raise your hand and we will be able to unmute you and then you can ask the question. Or number two, please do type your question. What do you want to ask Mr. Rajiv, who is the leader of the week, where we take your question on your behalf and we ask the question. So either these are two ways where you can ask the question. So, but before that, let me take a quick quiz. And for the quiz to be conducted about what Mr. Rajiv spoke, I would request Mr. Nellai Nayagam, who's the quality head from Orlicon India Private Limited, to ask the quiz question. And before that also, please quickly share last week's quiz winner and then do ask Nellai. Over to you, Nellai.
Good evening, one and all. Thanks to Bija Training and Mr. Prakash Sharma for the opportunity as a quiz leader. Dear Rajiv Mitra sir, really wonderful insights about your success stories and valuable points to be successful in the industries, especially your regional perspective and people perspective in the businesses, and especially in the MNC. Yeah, I'm really impressed about your success recipe of fun at work. Yeah, we have done it in the initial stages and over a period, and we are focusing on Fridays and Mondays and all. Yeah. Yeah, again, we have to bring it back on the fun at work, your recipe. Yeah. Yeah. Before I share about the quiz for today, let me share last week quiz winner, Mr. Praveen from Ashok Leyland. Yeah, Mr. Who has received the book, The Goal, as a complimentary from author, Mr. Ashraf Ali. Let's congratulate him on the chat box. Please type congratulations, Mr. Praveen. Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Praveen. Yeah, so let's see who is the lucky winner of this week quiz. So the fastest fingers first. Let's see who writes the correct answer in the chat box. Yeah, the question is, what are the 3 important points to run any organization successfully, which is recommended by Mr. Rajiv Mitra? Wow.
People are ready with the answer.
Yeah. Yes. I think Mr. Umesh Shetty mentioned that, the first one. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Winner of this week is Mr.
Umesh Shetty. Correct.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Over to Mr. Prakash sir.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you very much, Nellai. That was a really awesome quiz which has been conducted. Yes, what are the key important points to become a CEO? And that's what was asked by Varsha. And then Rajiv said, first is the people, second is the process, and third is the money handling the finance. Very, very necessary. And congratulations, Umesh. So once again, so you will be getting the Mass Leadership's book. And you will also, since you already received one, so we'll give you another opportunity. One more is what you need to be doing. We'll definitely share it across with you. So, but all the members and visitors, kindly type congratulations, Umesh. Yes, congrats, Umesh, for being in so winner for this particular quiz and listening very keenly. These are the key learnings which we really take away to go back for us to apply, which will really add a lot of value. And yes, we all are here for the constant growth. The key pointers of what Mr. Rajiv was telling, if you're able to go back to imbibe those, and definitely that's when the growth happens. Great. So congratulations, Umesh, once again. And thank you very much, Nellai, for asking. So Mr. Nellai, do you have any questions to Mr. Rajiv before I go ahead and ask all the open audience that you've already asked a quiz question as well? So if not, I'll also get into another permission as well. But Devarayan has raised the hand. Yes, Nellai, if you have any. Okay, I believe you are unmuted. Yes, Nellai.
Yes. Sir, I have only one small question that,
Please.
yeah, even my organization and the currently and the organizations are going towards that the regional level leaderships. Yeah. So is it a way on the all the other OEMs, or is it a new perspective in the field?
So we can just articulate the question is
regional
level leadership means what?
Yeah. So currently the powers are given on the regional level. So for the MNCs are holding the powers at the global level or headquarters level. Now, the most of the decisions are given at the regional level.
Yes, yes. So I think it's a, thank you for asking. It varies from organization to organization depending on the type of business you are in. You know, the decision making has to be closest to your market, and market means closest to your supplies and to your consumers. I'm a French company, right? Lactalis is a French company. And as I said, I source milk from Indian farmers and I sell milk products to Indian consumers. So there has to be decision making, which has to be fast and which has to be near accurate. So here there is some merit in concentrating your decision making at levels which is closest to the stakeholders, which is suppliers and consumers. So that is how you have a distributed management system. But there are certain things that merit uniformity, that merit centralization, like, let's say, your IT infrastructure. You don't create IT infrastructure in 300 cities in India. You create one central structure, maybe globally or nationally, and you service your requirements centrally. So it depends on the industry, it depends on the function, it depends on the process, you know, whether it's a process or whether it's a fast decision making that is required. So in my mind, it has to be a mix where you have a distributed system of decision making, but there has to be some uniformity at some levels. I gave IT as an example. I hope I answered your question, Nilay.
Okay, I believe you are muted again, Nilay, but yes. So that's
Yes,
what
sir.
you want.
Yeah, we should be closer to the customer and we have to serve the purpose of it. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Nilay, for asking that awesome question, but definitely it helps. And yes, Mr. Rajiv, we have one more question from Mr. Devarayan. I believe he has raised his hand. Okay, Mr. Devarayan.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yes, please, Devarayan.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I see Manoj Maniket raising his hand.
Yes, the next question I believe will be Mr. Manoj Maniket. So, yes, Devarayan, please go ahead. Just a minute. I will also spotlight you. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah.
Yes, Devarayan.
Yeah. Shall I go ahead? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. It's very, very impressive, Mr. Rajiv. Like, you know, very inspired to hear. Maybe, so like, you know, when you say fun, it is all, we feel the fun. So, very good the way you express. So my question is about that particular fun only. Like, you know, everyone is entering into a field, a new field, or an office, new atmosphere, with a lot of expectations, and they start with fun. But over a period of time, with various factors, like, you know, maybe the pressure, the targets, or the peers, the colleagues, the subordinates, so they'll get tired, right? Like, you know, so maybe to recharge the fun or to continue the fun. So what is your, you know, what do you call this, a tablet, or what is your message to continue the fun?
You know, Devarayan, see, fun is not an event. Fun is not a page in a book that you read and finish. I think it's just how you want to live it. Even today, if I watch Diwar, the 1975 movie of Amitabh Bachchan, I will have great fun. I must have watched it 300 times. So I will not say, Manoj, does that put a smile on your face? It does. So, Manoj, it's a nice coincidence seeing you here. But Devarayan, coming back, I wouldn't take fun as page number 103 in a book, or something that my HR head does for me. Or I wouldn't say that it is that somebody who puts up balloons in my office on my birthday. Okay, my marriage is 25 years and I still have fun. So it doesn't end, by the way. Okay, it's just how you live. It's just, and I have known people. See, it may be very easy to say, it's easier said that bring on the pressure. I love pressure. It's easy to say. Sometimes it gets onto your nerves. You will have ups and downs. It is a roller coaster. But generally speaking, not literally, you will have your downs. But generally speaking, are you enjoying life? Generally speaking, if the answer is yes, you better continue doing what you are doing. And I tell you, Devrayan, if you don't enjoy starting your work, if you don't enjoy going to your work on a Monday, particularly Monday is a test. It's a test. If you don't enjoy it, maybe you will be better off doing something else. You will find your fun somewhere else. So that's how I feel. And as I said, as I told Varsha in the beginning, maybe I'm trifle lucky, like many of us. You have to be slightly lucky to find your groove. Find your groove. Like I tell you, dairy, I'm enjoying my job. You cannot pressurize me. You cannot bring pressure to me because I enjoy this. I love this industry. And then I must have, I'm surely I'm having fun. It's not that, I look for fun. Okay, what is the next fun? I don't mean that way. Just today, Mr. Sharma has been talking to me about this interaction, and he said it's only up to 7:15, and we are 2 minutes past 7:15. But I'm enjoying this. I'm not worried that the emotional intelligence lady is judging me. I'm not worried. I'm really having fun talking to you. Honestly, and that is what I feel we should take life as, and that is how we should, go forward. Sometimes we take tough decisions, which is bad on others. Do I say that I had fun taking that decision? Not that literally. Okay, so that's my way of life. That's my philosophy. But don't look for it. Let it happen to you. It's not something that it's a page that you read and keep the book back in the shelf. Or it's not what your HR head does for you. There is a Manoj knows in Airtel, we had something called fun at workplace. So people will struggle hard to make you laugh and to make fun. Not make fun of you, to make fun for you. I'm not referring to those. Those are good. Welcome. I'm saying how you want to live. And if you are not having it, once in a while there are bad days, I agree. But if you are generally not having fun, you may try to find somewhere else or something else where you have fun.
Very, very true. Very true. Very true. So actually, I have asked you to just explain how we have to get back to work, but you are just telling that how we get back to life. Right? It's more important that we generally I do agree that we don't have two different lives, like personal and official. So we live together. It is not like personally like that, officially like that. And the way you say it will be very good for the people to live in the personal aspect, also in the job aspect.
See, already the emotional intelligence professional is scoring me.
So let's not worry.
No worry. So Devran, thank you very much for coming and listening into me, and thanks for this question. Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks, Devran. I completely understand why this question has come. Just to give a quick intro, Rajiv, about Devran. He is also the HR head at Hitachi Energy India. So he's taking a compensation benefit. That's how certain questions comes. But awesome question. Definitely adds a lot of value what you've asked, Devran. Your question has given more insights about what fun means. And yes, fun is what he told, but the depth of what fun is all about, what we need to do is what is given more exposure now by your question. Thanks for that question, Devran. That's been awesome. Great.
Thanks, Prakash. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks, Raj.
And Mr. Rajiv, we have Mr. Manoj's hand raised. Maybe take that question. Is that okay? Yeah, I understand time is, we've crossed the time limit. Is that okay? We can just take one last
No,
question.
we will take Manoj's question surely, and
Yeah.
we will take any other question, no problem. Manoj, how are you?
Yes, Manoj.
Manoj, you have to
kindly unmute.
Yeah, yeah, very good, Rajiv. Good to see you after a very long time.
Yeah, that's right. Wonderful seeing you here.
Yeah, so
This
I will have to disappoint you. I don't have a question, but I thought just say hi to Rajiv because it's nice to see a corporate milkman. So I thought when I saw your LinkedIn post, I said, okay, I'll log in. But I have to tell you one thing, just to add on what Rajiv said, having fun is a state of mind. That's it. I mean, I think, yeah, so, and I know Rajiv, knowing Rajiv, I know that wherever he goes, he is even capable of milking a bull. So he is going to be a successful man. Anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you for joining in. Really nice, wonderful to see
But
you.
I
It's a
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good.
bonus.
Great, Manoj. Manoj, if you can just introduce yourself, that will add value to our members as well as the other visitors here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I quit my corporate life. I used to head the business for Airtel in Mumbai. I mean, in fact, I used to head Karnataka and then in Mumbai, and I was in Africa for some time. Now, last 4-5 years, I'm into business mentoring. So I do have some time to have fun. So
That's more important. Underlining factor is fun. That's more important.
yeah. Rajiv and I go back a lot long ago. So we've been saying hi to each other on the social media, but never got to see each other for some time now. Yeah. That's me. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Manoj, for joining us for this.
But very well conducted program. I really enjoyed the program. Yeah.
Pleasure is ours. Always, there are so many other members are there who keep visiting every week after week, and just as a part of a CSR initiative taken by BIJA Training as well as the Mass Leadership. But thanks, that's what best we could do from our side. We all are doing. I'm sure so many members are getting benefited. But thanks, Manoj, for joining us for the show. That really adds value.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And so I believe all questions are said. Any questions are there in the chat box? Let me just see, but I believe there are no questions. But I'm sure most of the key pointers have been shared. So Rajiv, before me requesting Mr. Prabhakar to quickly summarize, so now that what we do is every time, what are the key pointers we have been taken or collected, we just quickly summarize in a nutshell, and then we finally end with our episode with a video. So I would request now just quickly Mr. Prabhakar, who is the operations head, please quickly come ahead and share the summary of today's episode from Mr. Rajiv Mitra. What are the key pointers or takeaways? Yes, Mr. Prabhakar, over to you.
Thank you, Prakash, and thank you very much, Rajiv sir. I would, ask you for forgiveness because it will not be in a nutshell. Because what I heard today is worth publishing a book. So to begin with, we started with this one, excitement of being a dairyman, and in Manoj sir's words, it is corporate milkman.
Yes.
Okay. Secret of success across industries and different roles is simply having fun. Enjoy the work, chosen to do it well. Having fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a flow state. It has to go on. Looking forward to Mondays to hit your desk is a very, rare thing that we have heard of, and we still are having hangovers. We need to come up fair. This is the mantra that has to come by, and some amount of luck to be at the right place at the right time, which is what sir had said. What does it take to be a great CEO was the next question. First of all, it is people. Leading a group of great people is chances are that then you become a great CEO. Of course, that was his way of putting it. And he is a great CEO. Second is the process. As a leader, you must understand process. You may be lucky to run on well laid down processes, but for startups, you may have to create processes. So processes are very important fabric. Third is the understanding on the finances. I may call it paisa. Money, what you have or what you're left with, can it be more efficiently used, and can it bring in more returns? That is very important. You can be a leader for any industry if you follow these three important tenets of business. Personal thoughts on Atmanirbhar, where MNC is local and vocal for local. This came into a more kind of a debate, and the funda was very clearly spelled out. Each company, when MNC becomes local in 200 companies, like in Lactalis, helping GDPs of each individual country to grow, operating under local laws, employing local people, sourcing from the local sources, which the customers are also local, more global, but yet serving the local customers. While we are business driven, Lactalis, speaking about Lactalis, world's largest dairy business. In the times of COVID, we looked beyond the business and took into the community, serve the community as to the extent possible. How the economy can revive was another question. The pent-up demand came back. There are signs of revival. Revival started with rural area first. Then 2 years into COVID, there are lot of instincts that we gained for revival, or call it resilience. And a GDP of 8 to 9 is a good indicator. Supply chain got a beating during the COVID. So small businesses and the MSMEs took a big hit. And the revival started with rural. Urban too have started showing some signals now that Russia and Ukraine are fighting. These are small economies to make a big impact, but yet there will be an impact, and we can expect an element of inflation. Post-COVID revival too has got affected because of this war scene happening. So there is a more money, more velocity of power, purchasing power will actually accelerate the revival. And rethink, recreate, and refuel is what is the slogan that we carry here.
Good.
Excitement to be a dairyman on decentralization when Vellainayakan has asked it.
Great.
Depending on the organization and functioning, decision making should be closest to the market and the stakeholders. For uniformity's sake or standardization, depending on the function, process, service requirements should be addressed centrally. Example, the IT. It has to be a mix of central and decentral. Fun over a period of time. This was questioned by Devarayan. So
can let's make it short a little, Prabhakar, that will add value. Yes, maybe most.
I'm closed. Yeah, the book is. I'm on the last page.
Yes. Please. Yes.
Fun is an event. Very strong learning here. Just how we want to live it. It's not an event, and we can watch Diwar with him a number of times. Whatever brings us fun.
True.
Start living life, and that is how even we enjoy our work. So if something is not working fun, then it is better to look for other avenues, is what we heard. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thanks, Mr. Manoj, for terming sir as corporate milkman.
Yes.
And the other part, I don't want to say. Yeah.
Good one. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Sorry for being a bit long, but.
But yes, definitely. That was definitely, as Manoj shared in the chat box, a comprehensive wrap up. The people who might have missed in the starting to come might have been a quick understanding and glimpse for them to really take up the key pointers of what Mr. Rajiv has shared. So great. So Rajiv, before we share about the next week's leader, introduce about the next week's leader, one last question for the day for today. So I'm definitely sure every person, every leader gets inspired by either any other person or a process or any other technology. It could be any. Maybe know what's your inspiration has been, and what's that one final message you want to share with our community members here. And that's
so these are two questions.
Yes. So your inspiration, and then last, is there any specific one?
My inspiration, honestly, my inspiration is the work that I do, and the opportunity I get to touch lives across the value chain, from a marginal Indian farmer earning say 300 to 400 rupees a day, from touching his life, a milk farmer, dairy farmer, to a consumer who is buying 1,000 rupees pizza with cheese on top of it, of course. So that is my inspiration. The opportunity that my work gives me to touch people's lives across the value chain and to make a difference to each stakeholder across the value chain is what inspires me every moment.
Wow, wow, wonderfully shared, Mr. Rajiv. That inspiration really adds a lot of value to most of the people here. I'm sure people will take up this to move, look forward to deploy such inspiration inspired by you to others. Good one. And on that note, we like to thank you all formally. So to thank you all formally, I would request Mr. Sendil Kumar to share the vote of thanks and also introduce the next week's leader and end the episode. So for which I request now Mr. Sendil Kumar quickly to share the vote of thanks to all. Yes, Mr. Sendil Kumar.
Yeah, thanks, Prakash. Thanks for the opportunity. And it was really a spellbound session, and it was really well articulated from Rajiv Mitra as a corporate milkman. And the real core success behind fun. What I would like to take here is, in spite of stress and whatever the situation, take everything as a light-minded and get imbibed with the stress as a very light-minded way, rather than taking it to adverse the situation. So this is one of the secret mantra what I could learn today from Rajiv Mitra, and this would really help the rest of the other team members and colleagues of our leadership members. It was really wonderful, and really thank Rajiv Mitra in spite of this critical situation, coming and sparing his valuable time and imbibing the nurturing leaders with all leadership traits. I heartfelt thanks on behalf of the complete leadership forum once again to all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me, Prakash. And thanks to all the listeners. And please continue the good work. Very well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajiv, sir. Always your blessings we seek, and definitely we keep continuing as our mission is there. Be inviting 1,000+ leaders to create 1 million leaders. We will be able to do with support of all our members who have been coming week on week basis. And thanks very much, Mr. Rajiv Mitra, for sharing your time in spite of your busy schedules. Sorry to bother you in case it's then and there I've been inviting you or commonly sharing such mails and LinkedIn messages. But thanks for, that's what we call the leaders create more leaders. And leaders like you, when people come here, definitely creates more and more leaders here. So thanks very much, Mr. Rajiv, sir. It's been really great interacting with you. Yes, thank you all.
Thank you.
So for all the people, one final thank you video, and for all the members and visitors who are coming in regularly, please do stay back for a networking episode. After every session, after every episode, we have a networking where we can share our like-minded thoughts. So I definitely understand, Mr. Rajiv, definitely you may have other commitments as well. But after thanking video for all the participants, please stay back for just 10 minutes for a quick networking. Thanks very much all. And here's the ending, a thank you video for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Rajiv, sir. Thank you. Thank you all for being in here. That's an awesome episode which we had. Thank you very much, Sendil. Thank you, Varsha, for being a panel discussion leader. Wonderful questions which has been asked and the good interaction which you had. Thank you very much, Manoj. We got to introduce you to you newly, and for which we should thank Mr. Rajiv that you have been in here with us today. And thank you also Nilay for taking up the quiz role, Prabhakaran, Sendil, all the people have taken up the roles today. Great. So now is the opportunity for a quick networking, and I'm going to stop, spotlighting me first so that we are all able to see each other, and that's what we're going to do. So quick networking. So what we do every week after week is also, there are people, so many other people are there who can really quickly introduce yourself so that we all know each other. And every week after week, as has been done, our role is the constant growth of every leader is to build a network, create more deeper relationships, and that's when constant growth comes. So just to add on to that, we would like to introduce maybe a couple of people are new here today. So let's go ahead and maybe we can request them to invite or introduce your respective selves. So we have one Mr. Nagaraju Tankala, we have Mr. Manoj. Yes, you've shared about yourself. Would you like to add on a little more that will add value, Mr. Manoj? And we have Mr. Nagaraju. So Nagaraju, if you were to introduce yourself, I am also taking away the opportunity of, just a minute. Yes, I've given you the opportunity, not taking away, giving you the opportunity of unmuting yourself. So feel free to unmute yourself and you will be able to interact. And Hemang, thank you very much. So yes, Mr. Nagaraju, go ahead. If you can just introduce yourself, will add value.
Yeah, good evening, sir, and good evening to everyone. And this is the beautiful opportunity to part of this sessions. And today I want to know what is going on. I'm eagerly waiting from the yesterday what you shared the link at yesterday timing. And then coming to myself, my name is Nagaraju Tanakala. I am the branch manager of the Tirumala Milk Dairy at Visakhapatnam location.
Wonderful.
Thanking to each and everyone to being a part of in this session. Thank you
very much, Nagaraju. Good one. So that's great, very nice. For Tirumala Milk, you've been joining us. Great, Nagaraju. You have many other people also. You can stay back, just listen to others, what all they are saying from which are the other locations they have been here. Thanks, Nagaraju. That's nice. Great.
Thanking you, sir.
So let's take Mr. Hemang.
And one more, sir, please.
Nagaraju,
and congratulations to Umesh Garu, and they very quickly they said answer and given answer for the quiz. Congratulations, sir.
Yes,
sometime it clicks. Sometime it clicks.
Agreed. Sometimes
it requires some luck, right?
Right, guys. I need to leave. Thank you very much. It was an interesting, fantastic session. I'm not sure I know this forum and things like that, but yeah, I quite like this forum. I like the way that you guys have done this entire program.
Look forward, Manoj. Maybe there is a link. Maybe we'll be sharing shortly. In case if you wish to come week after week, feel free. This has been happening every week.
Yeah, if I'm free. See, typically Wednesday evenings we have another this thing. So today, so every alternate we have another meeting. So yeah, so
completely.
Right.
Great.
Rajiv is a good, very old friend and good friend. So I thought, okay, I'll catch up with him in action.
Yeah. Right. Wonderful.
So where are you guys from? Basically from Andhra, or is it how it is?
People are from across India. I am basically from Chennai, and we have people from Bangalore. We have from Andhra, Vizag. Other people are from Indore.
Oh, nice. Nice.
From mixed part of the country.
Perfect. I'm from Bangalore. Yeah, so. Yeah,
wonderful. Nice knowing you.
All right. Okay. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Right.
Yes, so we have other people who are yet to quickly introduce. Maybe we have Mr. Bhuval Deshmukh. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please take an opportunity to introduce. And we have who else? Others all are there, a part of us. Definitely. Mr. Bhuval, if you're there, if you can want to introduce yourself, that will add value. Okay, so yes. Okay.
Hello, Bhuval Deshmukh.
Yes, hi, Bhuval. Bhuval Deshmukh, thank you very much. Bhuval, yes, if you'd like to introduce yourself quickly.
Yes, I am Bhuval Deshmukh. I am a MTech student. I am MTech student in dairy chemistry from ICR NDRA Karnal, Haryana.
Haryana. Okay, you're a student from dairy chemistry, is it? So you're still a student or you're already working, Bhuval?
I did work 1 year.
Great. Excellent, Bhuval. Thanks for joining in. And what we do is what we've understood. Maybe week after week, we invite a top management leader, and it could be from different industries where they interact or they share their success stories, share their challenges and experiences. Yeah, Bhuval. So if you feel free to join us, please feel free. And it's always there. We welcome you. Great. So others, so anybody else? So the others, all we have our members. So thanks very much, Sendil, Nagaraj. Nagaraj, thanks very much for joining in today. Feel free to come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is Nagaraj.
Actually, this is a great opportunity to me. And once enter into this session, I feel very excited and feel very happy.
Good. Always.
And
Thank you
I
very
am.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You are about to
From
say
the
one more
last few
point.
days
Please go
onwards.
ahead.
Yes, sir. Last few days onwards, I am searching for some of the books who the people have a leadership, top leader success stories and their failure stories. And you given a beautiful opportunity to me.
Good.
Once again, thank you very much. Heartfully, thank you very much to Prakash, sir, and given a beautiful opportunity to me.
Great, great. Always, always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So for all our members who have been here, anybody would like to speak now or share any of your viewpoints now? If you have a need to share, or if you want to offer in service or share an experience, or maybe it could be a part of a networking, please go ahead and you can share now. Quickly. All our members in Prabhakar and Nellai, anybody else would like to speak now? That's now this is the time and opportunity, else we completely end the episode. Either share a need or an offer or share an experience, or it could be a learning. It's fine.
Today's learning, I should not take up summary writing.
So that learning could be taken from Sendil, sir.
Okay.
He's an awesome summary person, so definitely Sendil sir, definitely. I'm sure Prabhakaran sir will get certain inputs from you.
No, but actually he since he has a mindset of writing many books. He was able to very comprehensive summary of the complete flow of information.
Good.
Really great. Really great. He never missed a single point. He captured all the points of today's session.
All the points. Agreed. Every
all the
question
points. That too in a chronological order.
True. Rightly said. Good one, sir. Good one, Prabhakaran sir. Good one, sir. Thank you very much. Nella, you would like to add a point before we leave for today?
No, sir. Nothing from my side.
Great. Thanks very much for your time and effort. So please be just only one small point I would like to share. I'm sure we all are aware about your other members as well who keep coming regularly. Just a small request, if you can just give them a call to them, ask them about their well-being, how they are, what they are, and request them also to join in. I'm sure they also may be missing most of our episodes as well. I'm sure they also will be joining us. That will add value. Whomever you have built relationships so far from the Leaders Connect, quickly, any of your free time, whenever I feel, that's my only request for you all today. Great. So I'm sure this Leaders Connect is going to go on continuously, week after week, because mission is very clear of inviting 1,000+ leaders. But as much as possible, let's do. And I'm sure we all will be able to grow together. So on that note, thank you all. Thanks very much, and meet you all next week with our new leader from Page Industries, Mr. Ramakrishna, which is a part of Jockey brand. So he is there from the learning and development industry or learning and development field. Definitely, we will invite him next week. We missed to share at that point of time, but nevertheless, thanks very much all. Meet you all again next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Have a
much.
nice evening.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Umesh. Congratulations, Umesh. We'll touch base later.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll do that. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.